then we manage to, sorry, I just want to do something on the screen. Got it. Okay. We manage to lead very happy lives and everybody cooperates and the world is what it was like thousands of years ago, what we call paradise. Okay, so now I'm to check what is here. Okay, so now the whole world is in upheaval because we've become intolerant. It's been like this for a long time. The world's been at war for quite a few hundred years. It's called the Iron Age, the end of this era. As you know, there are 4 ages. We have the Age of Paradise, which is called the Golden Age, then the Silver Age, then the Copper Age, and now the end of this play. This is a play that we're in. And we are all playing, we are all actors in this play, but we've forgotten that we are just puppets, and now we think we are the puppet. And so we've taken on the vices. And you know what the vices are? You see what the, oh yes, here are the vices. So when we become intolerant, then we assume the costumes of these vices. So intolerance actually is anger. And a high form of anger is rage. Rage is where you need to go and see somebody to talk about why you're so angry. Okay. And anger also is because we feel a lack of love, we feel empty, and it's spiritual love. It's spiritual love. And so now I'm going to read what Daddy says. Sorry to look around so much. Okay. What does Daddy say about tolerance? You know what Daddy I'm talking about. By the way, it's this book, Companion of God. Daddy says, there are 3 grades of tolerance: to endure a situation with a lot of obvious effort to adapt and deal with the situation. That's 2. And the 3rd one, using spiritual powers to pass right through it, not even noticing that something needs tolerating. Okay, so enduring a situation, maybe your roof's blown off in a storm. Enduring a situation is what happened in KZN. And then that's one situation and all the conflict in the world. And then with a lot of obvious effort to adapt and deal with the situation, that is like personal in your home. Using spiritual power to pass right. So I said at the beginning, once upon a time, we were very happy, lovable people, but because we lost our spiritual power, we've forgotten how to use our 8 powers, we've gone into the state of anxiety and anger and rage and jealousy and all of that. The sign of insufficient tolerance is the minute someone says any little thing, you start complaining or crying. In other words, we snap. We become very nervous, we become very edgy, we become very sensitive. People have to tiptoe around us. Not nice to be around a person like that. You make people feel tense. But it doesn't seem right to be so sensitive. But we also feel, the one who's experiencing the sensitivity, that person feels it. They know it's not right, but they don't know what to do about it. And we who's witnessing this, we want to avoid people like that, and then they feel even more isolated, even more unwanted. They feel ugly. They feel there's something wrong with them. And it's got nothing to do with that. It's just, we haven't learned to find the switch. It's like we're in a dark room and we can't find the switch. However, it isn't right to be insensitive either. So me, who's watching all of this, I've got to be aware of that. I don't know what that person has experienced. I don't know what has happened to that person. So instead of judging that person or snapping back, which is, so sometimes so tempting to do, just go away or we withdraw or all of that. Instead of doing that, we who are feeling calmer, we should actually be kind, reach out to that person, be compassionate towards that person, because but for the grace of God, that could have been me. And no man is an island unto himself. Everybody wants to feel they belong. Everybody wants to feel that they are loved, they are wanted. Understand with love what other people are saying. Be sensitive to how others feel about what you say. So be tactful, be diplomatic. Don't do unto others, or don't speak to others the way you wouldn't like other people to speak to you. Because no man is an island unto himself. We all know we are noble inside, but we've just forgotten how to access our nobility. When we rude to other people, it's because we feel insecure. We feel insecure, so we put on a mask, and when we put on a mask, we are hiding our vulnerability. And when we hide our vulnerability, then we projecting. We hide our vulnerability because we've been hurt before, so we wear masks. And so we act in a way that isn't us at all, and that is either in a superior way or inferior way. We play the victim, or we play the abuser, the bully. And so that is our ego that emerges. So intolerance is based on anger, and anger is our ego manifesting. And we don't feel nice when we behave like that. Actually your bile comes up, your gall comes up, and your mouth feels bitter. So it manifests physically. So we talk about why people have ulcers, why we get headaches, why we get tension in our shoulders and back. It's all because of pent up emotions, it's controlling us, which we don't quite know how to release, so we're too proud to release. So be sensitive to other people. Actually, we're very sensitive to our family, and we're very sensitive to people we love. We are not at all intolerant towards them. We bend over backwards for people we love and we like. So it is a question of favoritism. We're not seeing the other as my brother or sister. We're not recognizing that the other is a soul, that we're not bodies, that we are souls. And so we think that that is the right thing to do. Meantime, it's actually cramping our internal spiritual style. Some are amazed that others take what they say so badly. So I can say something to somebody, and then I think nothing of it. Oh, you're looking a little, I haven't seen you for, well, what happened on your holiday? Look a bit fat. So for you say that to person A, it's nothing. You say it to person B, they take it up. They take it up, and they feel rejection. So that is a harsh thing to say to others. Oh, you're so stupid, you're useless. You never get anything right. You can't get it together. And so that is for some people it's nothing, for others it's a harsh thing to say. And they crumble inside, they crumble. You yet cannot tolerate being told anything themselves. So the person who's saying things, insensitive things, when other people say it to them, they can't take it. So it's obvious that when I'm hurting, then I'm going to be hurtful towards the other person. It's a natural thing. It's a natural flow of negative energy. When I'm feeling hurt, then I'm going to find somebody to hurt. We're not nice people, are we? Lack of tolerance creates impatience. So because I try and rush people to do things, lack of tolerance creates impatience, which diminishes the spirituality, the quality of love in the atmosphere. How long do I have to go on like this? Now I've got a picture to show you. I hope you can see it. I so enjoy this picture. Do you know what that is? That is a frog sitting in a pot, and the water was cold when the pot got in. He probably thought it's a sauna, or it's a she. I don't know what. I think frogs are hermaphrodites. Anyway, so the water is slowly heating up, like we slowly heat up inside when we intolerant, and then in the end we crash. You know, I had burnout. I was a very intolerant person. So I had a burnout, and you actually end up worse. So when we feel things are not right, with not synchronized or balanced inside of us, then we have to take responsibility for ourselves and get out of the situation, do something so that you don't get so hot inside. So this frog, the picture is actually the frog is sitting in water, but spiritually, the heat is inside, okay? So this is the boiling frog syndrome. All right, okay. So how long do I have to go on like this, tolerating the heat going on that you have made me feel? We blame other people for our intolerance. This is not using tolerance as a power. Remember, you are an actor on the stage of life. Step back, play your part with detachment. So that is where the 8 powers come in, is to be a tolerant person. I have to be prepared before I get into the situation. I can't become tolerant once I'm in the thing, because then my emotions will run away with me. Pursue in your spiritual efforts and simply pass to the next grade. So pursuing this spiritual efforts means stock up, go over my 8 powers, or go in my meditation, just draw power from God. So in dealing with intolerance, I have to restore my 8 powers. So when I see a situation happening, like I've told you before, when I was working, I was a high school teacher, I had burnout because I didn't know about detaching. I took all situations personal. So with the Brahma Kumaris, I learned about the 8 powers. Yeah, so sorry, I was just reading this. Getting back to this chat later. Thank you, Maseka. I'll come back later. All right. Now, where was I? Okay, at school I had burnout because I didn't know how to detach. So detach means we use the symbol of a tortoise. You just go inside of it. You just stop whatever you're thinking. What they call a dot and a knot, eh? A dot and a knot. Okay, so just go back into my essence that I'm a soul, like the tortoise goes back into the shell. That's a symbol. I withdraw into myself, into my inner world, into my heart, into my head, whatever you want to call it. You just go inside and you don't process any thoughts. And then you just keep still until you feel centered. All right. And then I have to do that even when it's a nice day, because when it's not a nice day, things are going havoc around me, whatever, traffic, people, whatever. And I'm used to doing that, then it's easy for me to become tolerant because I've practiced pulling brakes within myself, so I don't make the situation worse. The next thing is, when I become still inside of me, I feel my naturalness and my authenticity returning to me. I feel gathered. I feel energized, and I feel stronger. And when I'm in the still place in my heart, then I feel God's energy, whatever you want to call it, available to me. And because I've re-energized myself, when I come back, then I don't feel so threatened. I can cope with what is happening, because now whatever is happening, whether it's like rude children or traffic or people who would or whatever, that I can cope because I feel together inside. I have enough fruit inside, so I'm full. I'm fulfilled. When a person is happy and fulfilled, then you're not threatened so easily. You don't get afraid so easily. You don't get tense so easily because you're cool and calm inside. So that is accepting it. And then whatever is happening outside, my heart is big enough. My shoulders are big enough to cope. So that is the use of my 8 powers. But I've also got to know when to face things and when to tolerate things. And for that, I need to have a clear mind. And I can only get a clear mind when I go into stillness, because my thoughts are scattered like racing clouds. And when I have a still mind, when I'm not activating the outside world or my inside world, then my thoughts slow down, and I can see the rain clouds from the angel clouds, whatever. I can see this is a good thought, that is not such a good thought. So then I can decide, shall I face this thing, like maybe like somebody's dying, I'm facing this pain, or if somebody's ill, then I've got to find the power inside of me to accommodate this. There's a symbol that there's many rivers flowing into the ocean, and the many rivers are all of us, and we're flowing into the ocean, which is God's unlimited love. So in order to be able to tolerate, I have to make myself strong, and in that way, I can make myself available. I can be a lighthouse for other people. Then when somebody is feeling, they're not feeling well, they will probably going through major financial losses, major illnesses, losing people. Then the feeling that they get from me is a feeling of safety. And it's a feeling that comes from God. People feel secure. They feel they're not alone. So when I'm calm, it has a domino effect on others. So I think I'm running a little bit of time. I've got a whole lot of notes here, which I've gathered from various sources. But I think I'm running out of time. Oh, now's the time I'm supposed to ask you, would you like to say anything? Oh, let me just see this chat thing here. Greetings of peace. I also think that insolence and the various forms of noises deplete our spirituality, whilst patience and silence give us an opportunity to listen to messages from God. So the feeling was intolerance. I also think that intolerance and the various forms of noises deplete us. Quite right. So what we have to do is Maseka, quite right. Yeah, we get it's like dust coming into the house. Eh? I live on a busy street, in a busy area. There's a lot of students living here, so it's a lot of traffic going up. I live in a student area, a lot of traffic up and down. A lot of dust comes into my house, and if I don't close the front door, then my house is dusty. So that's a physical door. And so when we leave our spiritual doors open, leave our spiritual doors open, then we also get inundated with dust. Dust is like waste thoughts, and these make noises in the head. And so that's why it's important to close my physical eyes, see but don't see, hear but don't hear, and withdraw from the world like the tortoise. And just enjoy. We are here to enjoy. We are here to express our beauty on the planet. We're not here forever. That beautiful meditation the brother played earlier on spoke about the elderly and the blah, blah, blah. So just be kind. Just be patient. And what's your homework? Homework is just for today. Just for today. You know what irks you? You know what irks me when I go to a mall or anywhere, there's always beggars around. I'm trying so hard. I get it right some days, other days I become a little bit intolerant. Sometimes I give them a tip, and other days I feel I don't want to pay you. So, I mean, doesn't mean because I'm talking to you, I've got it together. I've also got stuff to work on. But it's nice if we can share. And then when something happens to me, then I don't feel so bad because I know you're also experiencing it. And that gives me courage. So just for today, breathe and tolerate something that you don't normally tolerate. Try not to get irritated before you go out of the house. You just say to yourself, so-and-so irritates me, the traffic irritates me, the Mrs. So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so, my neighbor irritates me. Just for today, just see them. That's my brother or that's my sister. And what is it's going to cost me nothing. It's going to cost me nothing. And you will see how nice you feel when you go home. Thank you. All right. I think I've spoken too much. Oh, yeah. So this is a picture I wanted to show you. There's still somebody who's boiling in intolerance. And there's you and me who's jumping out of being intolerant. The frog is jumping out. Okay, we're jumping out of that heat. We're using our 8 powers and we're cooling ourselves down. Okay, thank you. All right, any comments? Anybody want to say anything? Deadly silence. Hello there. Well, what do you think? Would you add something, subtract something, comment? Nothing. Okay. Okay, Brother Nitya, have you got a short meditation there? Or... Hello?
To truly understand many things in life, it's important that we observe them deeply. Observation is a form of deep listening, not just with the ears, but with the soul. We can observe our natural world. We can observe our thoughts and perceptions and relationships. But for now, we are simply going to observe the self. And to observe clearly, we need to detach first. So let go now of expectations, of any pressures around you, the dramas of your life. and move into silent observation of your breath. Just observing it as it moves in and out. And as you turn your attention inward, away from the world of sights and sounds, simply observing the breath going in and out. Observing how you're beginning to feel. Now allow your mind to depart, to take a stairway of consciousness away from the world of matter, away from the gravity of the physical world, and feel yourself become just light, just spiritual energy. Imagine that you are thousands and thousands of miles away from the earth, hovering above. And observe your life as a film strip going on down there. Just observe maybe some of the recent or distant scenes of your life. And ask yourself this question: what is meaningful in my life? What is meaningful in my life? Observe any feelings that may come in response to that question. Any visuals, any thoughts. What is meaningful in my life? Keep observing yourself, your thoughts, your feelings in response to that question. When we detach first, we can observe and listen from a deep place of silence. Now take the stairway of consciousness even higher, beyond any reach of the physical world. Allow your soul to go higher and higher as you feel lighter and more weightless and even more silent. And enter a sea of pure light that soothes you, that welcomes you, that is a sanctuary of silence. And ask yourself this question: who am I? Who am I? And again observe. Observation is like deep listening. Observe your thoughts, observe your feelings. Are any visuals coming up? And again, go back to the question: who am I truly? Notice your response to that. And then take that stairway of consciousness back towards the physical world, coming back into the world of sights and sounds. Sense yourself as the soul in the physical body, in the costume of the body. And again, observe your presence, your breath, the way you feel right now in this moment. We can learn much about ourselves through this form of observation, which is like deep listening. But to do it deeply and effectively, we first need to detach from our roles, from our expectations, from the sights and sounds of the world, so that we can observe in silence.